The fact is, Artur Beterbiev still doesn't have a fight scheduled, okay? So it turns out Sullivan's fears were not completely unfounded. They were well-founded. And this was a genuine offer that came against Smith, and it took us a few minutes to make the deal. That was it. It took no time. There was more time negotiating with us and Sullivan than us and the other promoter. It was just a matter of being happy with where we ended up. The only time that has elapsed is the time to get contracts reviewed and signed by everybody. There wasn't one moment where we haven't been moving forward since the day it was discussed. It certainly makes an attractive opponent for the winner of June 17th. Obviously, if it's Sergey, if it's Ward, I don't know if Barrera becomes his first choice opponent. I don't know that Ward defends that title if he wins the rematch. He's already fought Barrera, but arguably it gets him back in the mix. So it's a logical thing to do. It makes a lot of sense, and it's a terrific promotion. Those are the words of Kathy Duva talking about her fighter Sullivan Barrera and his decision earlier on in the year to withdraw from a title eliminator against Artur Beterbiev. She's now saying that what has transpired in Artur Beterbiev's career has proven that Sullivan Barrera pulled out for legitimate reasons. He wasn't ducking, but he was genuinely concerned about what was happening in Artur Beterbiev's career, and that he didn't really believe that a fight between him and between him and Beterbiev could go ahead, because there was something wrong on the Beterbiev end of things from a business perspective. And subsequently, as we now know, I did do a video about this, Artur Beterbiev has made moves to try and split from his promoter, Yvonne Michel. If these issues have been there for some weeks or months, then maybe Sullivan Barrera did catch wind of it and did know all along that that show would probably not go ahead. Maybe it wasn't a case of him getting cold feet or losing his nerve, because at the end of the day, he accepted the fight. He didn't have to. He could have turned down the fight when it was offered to him initially, but he initially accepted it. And then for some reason, he decided to do a U-turn and say, you know what, I'm dropping out. What was that about? Maybe he got a better offer for an easier fight, which would have ranked him just as highly elsewhere. Or perhaps, like his promoter Kathy Duva is saying here, he knew what was going on behind the scenes, or he caught wind of what was going on behind the scenes between Beterbiev and his promoter Yvonne Michel. Who knows? Let me know what you think about this situation. And I believe Kathy Duva's talking about Barrera fighting Smith. Is that Joe Smith Jr.? Have I done a video on this? Let me actually Google it right now. I really should know about this. And if it is Joe Smith Jr., yeah, indeed it is. Barrera's fighting Joe Smith Jr. on, when is that now? July 15th. That's a good fight. We'll know a lot more about Joe Smith Jr. when that fight goes ahead. My question is, why is Joe Smith Jr. not fighting Adonis Stevenson? Or, you know, I should rephrase that. Why is Adonis Stevenson not fighting Joe Smith Jr.? Adonis Stevenson is fighting a rematch with Andre Fonfara, a guy who just got knocked out in one round by Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr.'s got two decent back-to-back wins over, yes, a very old Bernard Hopkins, and also Andre Fonfara. Two knockout wins. How in the world Stevenson is not fighting this guy rather than Fonfara, I've got no idea. Stevenson's also not fighting his mandatory challenger, Elidier Alvarez. You know, I really don't know what's going on with Stevenson right now, but he is the epitome at this point in time of an irrelevant champion. Very, very disappointing stuff. So, yeah, anyway, as far as the Sullivan Barrera, Artur Beterbiev situation, let me know what you think of Kathy Duva's comments here. Was Sullivan Barrera right to pull out? I mean, none of us are privy to the information that he was privy to, so it's impossible for us to say. But as outsiders looking in, what's your gut instinct? Did Sullivan Barrera get cold feet because he didn't want that work from Beterbiev, or did he actually know something in terms of the business situation with Beterbiev and his promoter not being right. Let me know what you think in the comment section, people. It's happening, I'm out. And also, yeah, what do you think is going to happen in the Beterbiev-Joe Smith Jr. fight? Who have you got in that fight? I should do a separate video about that, actually. I think I will. So, yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. It's happening, I'm out.